When I am called to duty, God, whenever flames may rage, give me strength to save some life, whatever be its age. Help me embrace a little child before it is too late, or save an older person from the horror of that fate. Enable me to be alert and hear the weakest shout, and quickly and efficiently to put the fire out. I want to fill my calling and to give the best in me, to guard my every neighbor and protect his property. And if according to my fate I am to lose my life, please bless with your protecting my children and my wife.
Levant Fire, we have a two-vehicle 1055 rollover requesting the Jaws Engine Company, EMS. Stand by for pages.
Lightning struck Glenn Watson's barn down here, the last big place that just burned a couple years ago. Struck his barn and burned it, set it on fire, and we had no department whatsoever.
First thing the town did, it was buy 6 Indian pumps, 2 for the village, 2 for West Levant, and 2 for South Levant. My father brought them home, but he did not take care of them. It was my job, and that was when I was a teenager.
And so that instigated us to get a meeting, and Alden Keith, Sonny Keith, was the civil defense director at the time, and he kind of led getting the meeting together, and then we proceeded to organize from that point.
We got contributions from townspeople to buy our first fire truck, and we went around, collected money, and bought that first fire truck, and we went from there.
If you want to talk a grassroots beginning, the town of Levant had it. All volunteer labor. Men and women grunting to get those beams up, to get that building constructed, to put this 1937 fire truck that everybody else had cast out, and it was a jewel to us. We got it, we preserved it, we used it, and we've progressed.
Committee got together and decided we needed a station. So they did, they built cement blocks, built the walls up, and before they got the roof on it, snow and ice came in. So we had 4 feet of ice in the bay, snow and ice in the bays. So we was in there as young kids there, axes and stuff, and chopping the ice up and breaking, shoveling it out, so they get the warm up to get the floor.
Back in those years, we took the money out of our own pocket if we need to. Even we took money out of our own pocket to buy a lot of our turnout gear back in those days.
People appreciated that we in the community were doing all that we could to save their belongings, and sometimes saving their homes, you know. I think that everyone was appreciative of what the fire department was doing in those days.
A lot of our experiences over the years have been out of town, because we do have a very, very nice mutual aid system, and fortunately Levant is right in the middle of them, every one of them, when you stop and think of it. This red phone system, as you said, we had it in about 6 homes. Each one of those 6 people, or if they were home or they answered it, they'd call 4 people. Then those other people would call some more people, and it wasn't long at all, and we had a crew ready to go to a fire or a rescue.
We as a department, and I say that because there's no I in team, we went there as a team. We got a lot of their valuables out of the building and saved them from the fire. And that could not have been accomplished other than being a team effort. Nobody was injured in the fire, nobody perished, and we saved some of the most heartfelt valuables, if you will. They're antiques.
And this is what you need, that brother and sisterhood in the fire service, just to rely on one another to be there, share back and forth what your concerns are. And you have some that take a very tragedy very, very seriously. And you have to really sit down and talk with them and just communicate with them.
We're brothers and we're sisters. And we stick together. When they need me, I'm there. When I need them, they're there for me. And it doesn't get any better than that, because you know you can do for them and you also know they're going to do for you. It's not a trade-off, it's in your blood. It goes beyond skin deep. You hear firefighters say, "My brother." You mean it, and it goes right to the marrow of your bone.
Oh, I made a lot of friends with all of them on the department.
It's a camaraderie that goes on to this day. It's a binding thing. When I really got out, or said I was all done with the fire department in 1995, I found it very difficult not to be dealing with the people on a daily basis.
And so you have them to go back just to share and just pinpoint and talk things back together, that what could we done different? Could we done this something different? And then you say, no, we done everything we could very possibly, and this is what you need, that brother and sisterhood in the fire service, just to rely on one another to be there, just share back and forth what your concerns are. And then you have the brotherhood of service, that one another, when they have tragedies or when they have grieving of situations you have to be there to talk with them, comfort them, and just listen, be an ear sometimes, listen to them, just give them the strength to want to continue the love for firefighting and the EMS services.
And I have to honestly say, without this department, my little girl would not have lived. She was in a car accident with her niece on 222, and she received an injury which should have been fatal. These people saved my daughter's life. There is no question about it. There's no second guessing it. There is no explanation other than, without volunteers in the emergency medical services and the fire department, I would not have my daughter today.
When someone comes home when you don't expect them to do, it's always a good call. It's a life and death thing here. Every time we go out, we try to watch each other's back. So, it's just one of those deals. You care for the people here just as much as you care for your people at home, as far as I'm concerned. It's a big family. You think back, man, I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I went on that call. That's what keeps you coming back.
One day we had 7 calls. At 5 minutes to 3 in the morning, we dispatched to Monroe by the state police, and going down, and Ray was chief.
At that time, we had what you call the red phone network that rung into each of our houses, and then we'd pick it up and talk on it. And the state police come on there and wanted to know if we would go to Monroe to dig 3 people, I think it was, out of a vehicle, and probably would save their lives. And I said, yes, we'll go do it.
And what it was a vehicle that went off the road going by the Red Barn down in Monroe, and took the tree off, went down a 20-foot embankment. And the vehicle's upside down, and there was 3 people trapped in the vehicle. And we cut 2 of them out, 1 died. We did manage to get down there and save them lives, then we come back.
And it wound up that night with a bad accident over here on the Wing Road, on the sharp curve over there.
When we arrived there, the car was on its side, and of course I walked around and I immediately knew who it was. And because of his coat, he's the only one that wore a corduroy coat with a white fleece collar. So I knew who it was, and it just went downhill from there. I mean, it was a bad day for the whole community, and it was a bad day for the department. He was a junior fire chief at the time, and I mean, we ever since we started going to school, we was best friends. So yeah, it was a bad day, just a bad day.
We did get together somewhat on our own, probably back at the station that night, and the rescue people and the fire people and all of us, discussed it and tried to console each other as far as the day was concerned. And we said, we hope we never see another day like this, I guess. But we We were very fortunate all the years. I say we're very fortunate in having the very dedicated people and people that could sit down and discuss things like that and kind of make another person feel a little better.
Thing is, that's what really carries you into it. You do your best, but you know the outcomes are not going to be what you want. But you still have to be there to help the people and do your service.
When you get a chance to cheat death and help someone out, it's a good feeling.
It's very gratifying. It kind of makes you feel all the time that you spend and the dedication that you make is worthwhile.
It's the ability to help people when they need you the most.
Had a young man that the side of the car went into the tree, hit his head, and when we got to him, he wasn't breathing. Had a heartbeat, but wasn't breathing. Got him out of the car. We knew he had head injury, of course, but when we got him out, we loaded him into the rig, into the ambulance, took him to town, and on the way in town, neither one of us thought he was going to make it. But actually, our preventions and getting him breathing again, you know, now he's walking and talking and going at it. I really didn't think he was going to come home.
One of the drastic ones we had is a fire there one time that we had over in Kenduskeag, right over here on the Clark Road. And we went in onto that fire, and that was to go in and recover the bodies. And that was, it's a tragic thing. But the thing is, you look at that point, the rest of the family thanked us so much for doing what we could do.
Well, I guess I keep coming back. Number one reason is to serve the community. And number two is to make a difference in somebody's life. Because I don't want to see anybody, I guess I don't want to see anybody die if I can intervene in that area.
I guess it's dedication and seeing things become better for the community.
And through the years, we've built the confidence of the town. And also through the years, the town has given us what we need to do our job.
I feel good knowing what's happening now and how big a service they're providing to the community. And I can feel proud of it, having been a part of it myself.
Makes you feel really good that you're really appreciated.
I mean, to have this equipment is such a wonderful blessing, the town being supportive of us. Because you continue to do your best and show them why you need this equipment.
The residents in town feel much safer, and they've got a fire department, especially like the one we have here today, to protect them against fires.
Volunteering really, really brought about what there is here today. The legacy is there, there's no question about it, and it'll never, be taken away.